Looking good? Alright. Yeah, that was pretty good. Welcome to another video where, remember, there's not gonna be no editing, there's not gonna be no cuts, just straight up talk. We're just gonna straight up talk, me and you. Serious talk, alright? You ain't gonna be talking, alright? But I'm gonna be the talking. I don't know what I'm saying at this point of life, but let me ask you a question. Why not for you? Oftentimes I hear motivational speakers saying, why not you? But let me ask you, why not you? Why not do it for yourself? Why not be early for yourself? Why not show up for yourself? Why not be there for you when you need it? Why not ask yourself for help? Why not help yourself? Why not buy it for you? Why lose respect for you? Why not motivate you? Why not give advice to you? There's a problem, a big problem with people that they're willing to do anything around, anything to help people around, anything for money. But when it comes to them, they can't do it. They can't do it. When it comes for them and for their good, they can't do it. Sorry, I gotta do this real quick. You're gonna be amazed with what I'm gonna show you right now. I wasn't gonna show you nothing. It's just I was hot. People don't do it for themselves. When you tell somebody to show up early for work, it's likely they're gonna do that. But if you tell somebody to show up early to go walk at 5:30 in the morning, they're likely not going to do it. Why? Because they don't have the respect for themselves. They don't have the love for themselves. They rather love money. Have you ever seen those toxic relationships where the guy never shows up for his friends but shows up for the shawty? You know why is that? Because he respects the shawty more than he does his friends. He loves his shawty more than he does his friends. So in the same way, when you show up for money or you show up for another person but you don't show up for yourself, you love that person or thing more than you do yourself. Let me tell you a secret, and you probably heard it before, and you might think it's bullcrap. You can't love anybody if you don't love yourself. You can't love anybody truly if you don't love yourself. What that's called is called an obsession, or that's called a blind. Have you, when you see those people that need to lose weight but yet they can't stop eating? It's not the void that they're trying to fill by eating because they're hungry. They're trying to suppress their feelings by chugging things down so they don't have to think about that. So there used to be a time where one of the people I know, he didn't have a lot to eat and he had a lot of traumas with his family. Okay? He didn't have a lot to eat when he was growing up. So his family would treat him bad, whatever it was. And then when he come to eat, it was the only time he will actually feel pleasure. So he will eat. So oftentimes when he face problems, he will eat a bunch. And oftentimes there's like, if you go eat with him and you share a whole meal and you're like, oh, I'll eat later on, he's going to leave you literally one bite. You might think, oh, that's mindful, or he might think that's mindful, or I'm doing something good for them to have something. But in fact, you just took the whole food. You left one bite. You took everything you wanted, and then you try to be mindful, whatever it is, because you're trying to convince yourself that you are, because you could have ate it all. What I'm trying to tell you is that there are feelings that if you don't show up for yourself, if you don't do it for yourself, you're not doing it because you have other things to do, or because you're busy, or because you don't have enough money, or because you just don't have the time to do it, or you have other things to do. Whatever it is, whatever the excuse it is, whatever the bullcrap it is, whatever it is that you're bringing up, you're not doing it because all those excuses. Yeah, they can play a major role, but if you wanted to do it, you would do it. Let me tell you, let me ask you a question. What are the possibilities that you go to the gym every day? Like, what is the possibility that you go every day this year? This year, we're January right now. Imagine if you start a fresh off New Year, January 1 to December 31st. What is the chances that you are going to do the gym every day? You might be saying like, I'm not going to the gym every day, or I'm not doing it. But what if I tell you, hey, if I gave you $1,000,000, and if you don't do it, your mom dies as well? But if you do it, I give you $1,000,000 and your mom don't die? What are the chances that you go to the gym every day in 2027, let's say? January 1st to December 31st. It's likely 100%. Let's say let's say you don't have a good relationship with your mother, anyone you love, your dog, your pet, whatever it is. They die if you don't do it. And if you do it, you get $1,000,000. What are the chances you're going to do it then? 100%, right? You just gotta let that person suffer because of your, you know, because of your excuses or whatever it is, that the fact you don't want to do it. The goal didn't change, the time didn't change, nothing of that didn't change. The only thing that changed was your mindset. It's the respect that you had for those things. It's the love that you had for those things. Why do you want to get good at the game if you're not gonna love the game? Why do you want to get good at the gym but you don't have that discipline and you don't enjoy what you're doing? You think a depressed person's really gonna lose weight? What about a person that's motivated but is not depressed? And motivation sometimes is not even gonna get you there. Motivation sometimes is a feeling that you get. But if you have the respect for yourself, you're going to show up every day no matter what. You know what? For a long time, I couldn't wake up 30 minutes before school because I needed to do abs. And I told myself, I'm going to do abs. And the next day, I'm going to do jumping jacks. And I still don't do it. And that's a very bad thing for me. Okay? But I have grown a lot. For like the last summer, I remember I told myself, the last summer before this one, I told myself, I'm going to do the abs. And then the next day, I'm going to run. And then I'm going to do abs. And then the next day, I'm going to run. I didn't do it my sophomore year, but my junior year I locked in. I did it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that that respect that you have, the love that you have for it, is what's going to drive you there. Sometimes it's not gonna happen the first time. But back to the point I was saying with what I was saying about 30 minutes before school. I showed up for that for school every day. I showed up for school every day. When I was tired, when I didn't sleep good, when I was sick, because my mom just said I couldn't miss it. Or there were even times that I knew I had a test. My mom would let me miss, but I had a test that I had to make up, or whatever it was that I needed to show up to school. So you tell me I respect my homework more than I respect who I want to become as a person? That to me is absolutely bullcrap. Most of the people that are watching this video are going to show up to their works, are going to show up to the horrible pay that you know is not getting you nowhere, that is not getting you nowhere to your dream life. Yet, when it comes to finally working on your dream life, you won't do it. And I say to you, you deserve exactly what you need to be. I don't have a six-pack right now because I didn't choose to wake up 30 minutes earlier before school, and I completely deserve not having a six-pack right now. And what I'm telling you right now is that if you really care, you will be doing it. The people that don't care about school, the people that don't show up to school, they don't do it. If you don't care about yourself, if you don't like yourself, if you don't love yourself, you won't do it. Stop saying you're going to change, because that's what you've been saying for years. And yes, I am projecting right now. But I might be talking to you right now as well. People say for years they're going to change, that there's something going to change. And let me tell you right now something different. You're likely never going to see me with this Bitcoin short ever again in this channel. Why, you might ask? Because I learned the other day, we were in class. And I usually, for school, I dress up really nice. But for school, for when I come home, I have a shirt that says, I paused my game tweet here. Guys, I'm 18 years old as you're watching this video and I have that shirt. And I remember this girl told me, yo, so you just like, do you always like look this good? Like she wasn't flirting. She was like, she told me like, do I always look this good? And I was like, no, like when I go home, I do like, I don't dress up good. She goes, she was joking, but to me it hit me. She said, oh, so you just do it for people to look at you? Because it's true. If I wanted to look good for myself, I will be dressing up good for myself in here. I will be dressing good. I'll be looking good for myself in here. I wouldn't be doing it in other places. That's why this is probably the only times that you're gonna see me is a Sunday. So that's probably why this is why I'm wearing this shirt and Nike shorts. You know, I'm chilling today. This is my chilling day. But in my other days, the locking days, from Monday to Saturday, you're gonna see me dressing good. Not because I'm looking good for somebody, because I want to look good for myself. I remember I told myself long time ago, when I become a businessman, I'm going to dress up good every moment, because I don't know when the opportunities are going to hit. And you know what? I shouldn't have waited that long. I shouldn't have waited till my senior year to start doing that. I should have done it then and right there and then in my sophomore year, because the opportunities can show up at any time. Anytime can happen, and I must look good and presentable, believing that I can do it in myself. Now you might think that's too much. I'm not dressing up like that, but okay, that's fair. I'm gonna be going a step forward, a step two ahead. I'm gonna be drawing lines here. But listen to who you want to be. You want to be more disciplined. You want to be more patient. You want to be more caring. You want to be more kind. You want to be more wise. You want to be more smart. You want to be more, I don't know, entrepreneurship mindset like. It starts now. It starts today. And let me give you something that might motivate you. But hopefully, I mean, you can run out of this, but remember, motivation is not always going to last. If you were going to die tomorrow, are you okay with how you felt today? Let me repeat that again. If you were to die tomorrow, are you okay with how you felt today? If today you couldn't wake up, you were scrolling your phone, you said you were going to go to the gym and you didn't do it, then you went over there, and then you went with your normal day, went into a website that you shouldn't gone to and did something you shouldn't done to, and then you feel horrible and you barely got to click on YouTube and watch this video, or even it is like a normal day, why not make every day special? Why not live every day to your full potential? Because at the end of the day, you don't know if tomorrow you're going to get in a car and some drunkard is going to be driving. You don't know if you're going to be walking in the middle of the street and some way Russia and United States got in a war and then you get blown out. We do not know that. Yeah, it's unlikely. Yeah, it's not going to exactly happen to people just normally like that. But the statistics are still there. There's a 5%. We don't know who that 5% is that die daily. We are part of that 5%. We do not know when is our last day. So let me tell you that if you want to I don't know how to say it, live the full potential that you have. Live every day like it. Live every day like you care about yourself. Stop saying to yourself, I'm going to start tomorrow. Stop saying to yourself, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. Say to yourself, I don't have the time, but I'm going to do it. I don't have the money, but I'm going to do it. I don't have, I don't know, the resources, but I'm going to do it. You know what? I remember one of my friends, the best day he had, okay? We were anxious kids because we were coming out of 2020, struggling with lust. We couldn't get to talk to girls. We couldn't do anything in our life. We couldn't get motivated to go to the gym. And yet, this is what he told me, okay? About 2021, he went to homecoming. And he said he was scared. He did not know what was going to happen. He did not know what's going to happen. And yet, he didn't know where he was. He didn't know who he was going to dance with. Who he didn't know what was going to end up like with. And that was the best thing that could happen to him. He said that was the best night's one he ever had. Not because he was overthinking every detail, but because he just took a step. I didn't go to my homecoming freshman year because I said to myself, I'm too lustful, and I just can't do it. I can't talk to girls, so I'm not going. I remember that's the reason I didn't go to my freshman year homecoming. My friend went either way, and he had one of the best nights he could ever have. No sons were committed that night. Yeah, he had one of the best nights he could have. Because he didn't think about it twice. He just took the step forward. And that's what I have realized as an entrepreneur, that sometimes it's not about knowing the full business plan. It's about taking a step. You believe in yourself. That's the important part. In entrepreneurship, if you don't believe in yourself, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Because the only person who's going to be there with the ideas, the only person who's not going to quit the business, the only person who's going to bring the money is going to be you. My business partner quit because it wasn't his idea. He wasn't putting the money in. He wasn't committed like I was committed. People are going to quit. People are going to leave. The moment you start doing things for them, the moment they start turning their faces around on you. So tell me, are you going to keep taking care of people who really won't take care of you if you don't do them to otherwise? Because at the end of the day, they're probably going to find a way. They're going to find an excuse. They're going to find a way out to be away from you. If they don't truly love you by who you are, some way or the other, you are going to be broken by that relationship, whether it is a friend, best friend, girlfriend, whatever it is, boyfriend, I don't care what it is. If you do not know the value of who you are, if you don't know who you are as a person, if you don't know what you are meant to do, if you don't know what the full potential that you can reach, if you haven't tested your mind limits, if you haven't tested your physical limits, you do not know who you are as a person. You don't know. Sometimes here's what's happened. When I used to be in the JROTC, there was times when we were doing push-ups, and I thought 40 was my limit. Until one day I said, why doesn't my brain want to give up on 40? What if I just push through? I made it to 61. Because I wanted to test me through. It didn't start at me knowing before we did push-ups. It started with me saying, oh, you know what, I'm going to get to 60. No. When I got to 40 and I wanted to give up, that's when I said to myself, what if I did it? Why not me? No one's going to help me to get to 60 push-ups except me. No one's going to wake me up every day to go run, to go do abs every day. No one's going to wake me up to work on my business. No one is going to be paying me until I make this stuff work for myself. No one is going to be there after me. And that was at my 16 years old, at my 17 years old, at my 18 years old that I'm at right now. If you want to live who you really are, your full potential, and you don't want to have, like, you're going to have regrets in your life, whatever it is, but you can be okay with them, or you can truly have regrets that you never even tried anything. If you want to live your only life, if you want to enjoy your only life, go ahead and do it. There's going to always be a regret. There's always something going to go wrong. Nothing is ever perfect. The only thing you can change is you. The only thing you can change is the actions you can do right now. You can't change the actions that you're going to do tomorrow. You can change the actions that happened in the past. You cannot do that. Tomorrow you will have that chance, and whatever you were thinking, that might be different from yesterday. Every day you are a new person. You can't change tomorrow. You can't change the past. You can only change right now. What is it that you choose? What is it that you want to do? What are the ideas that are bringing up in your head as I'm talking? Maybe there's no ideas, but if there's any ideas, do you want to write them out? Do you want to plan them out? Do you want to put them in a journal? Do you want to just tell a friend? Do it. Because why not now? Why not today? You might be that 5% tomorrow that is gone. Are you okay with today being your last day? Take care of yourselves. I'm going to be resting nice because that's what I like to do. I like to look good for myself, and also I like to look good for you guys. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.